It is always good thing, right? Whatever I understood from my 12 years of experience in corporate trainings and in motivational programs, everything is all about vibrations. कितने लोग इस बात को एग्री करते हैं? जब कोई इंसान एंट्री करता है ना, तो आपको वहाँ पे पॉजिटिव वाइब्रेशंस फील होते हैं. Can you feel that in some people? So it's at the end of the day, in every company or you go anywhere, if you can make that possible कि आपकी जहाँ पे एंट्री हो वहाँ पे पॉजिटिव वाइब्रेशंस फील हो, तो that is, I think so, your legacy. That is success beyond your life. That is called legacy, right? So let's carry on the positive vibrations. And स्वामी जी ने जब जो मेरा बुक है Achieve What You Want, जब मैं स्वामी जी के पास लेके गया, उन्होंने पहले पेज पे वही लिखा, lots of good prayers for you. So especially in a leadership, let me tell you, लोग वो नहीं करते हैं जो आप बोलोगे, लोग वो करते हैं जो आप करोगे. So if your actions and your words doesn't match, sorry, we cannot create a great vibration, because people are nowadays very smart, more smarter than smartphones, right? So let me invite once again Aanchal and Ishita to carry on that session, and I hope so you are enjoying today's session. So let's invite them with a round of applause once again from everyone. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Bhavin. So moving forward, we'll be moving towards the panel discussion, and I'm sure you all are gonna get a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience from all the guests. So in the coming session, the moderator will be Mr. Rajesh Vaidya. Panel discussion 1 will be conducted by Ms. Sonali Mole. Panel discussion 2 will be conducted by Mr. K.B. Lele, and third will be conducted by Mr. Nilay Narayan. Now I request Ms. Aanchal Dixit to give a brief introduction about Mr. Rajesh Vaidya.
Good morning, everyone. Rajesh sir is industry expert. He is having around 28 years of experience in human resources. He has varied experience in terms of industry verticals, HR roles, national and international geographies. His contributions are in the field of organizational transformation and turnarounds. He is known for building high potential talents, industrial relations, and CSR. His current assignment is as Executive Vice President, Human Resources at Transpex Celox Industries Private Limited. It's an Indo-Belgian joint venture in inorganic chemical sector. He is certified professional in areas of coaching, competency-based assessment centers, and Six Sigma. His professional purpose is building stronger organizations, high-performance individuals, and symbiotic communities. So, may I please call upon Rajesh sir on the stage, please?
I request Pawan Kshatriya to please present a bouquet to Rajesh sir. Please welcome sir.
We also have one more important guest with us, Ms. Sonali Mole, who will be on the panel today. Ma'am? Yes, please. Please, ma'am. A big round of applause, please. Yeah. Ms. Sonali Mungale, as you can see from her slide that we have made, it's a brief introduction. She is Director HR at MasterCard Vadodara. She is having successful track record, and I am glad to introduce she being the diversity and women in leadership roles. I get impressed. So thank you for being a part of this event. And she has a diverse industry experience. She has pursued her MSW from MS University in 2002. She has great opportunity to work with the godfather of HR in India, Dr. T.V. Rao. She has in total 16 years of work experience, and she has worked for multinational giants like SKF, GE, Schneider Electric, and now MasterCard. She has extremely important role in her organization to drive people practices which enables business success. She has recently accredited for her organization Great Place to Work and also Best Companies for Women to Work in India by Avatar Women and Working Mother Organization. She has also opportunity to publish her academic papers and has been recognized as the Blessed Global HR Business Partner by MasterCard. She was recognized by ISTD Vadodara chapter for her distinguished contribution in learning and development. May I please call upon Sonali ma'am on the dais, please?
I request Ms. Anshul Dixit to give a bouquet to Sonali ma'am. Please have a seat, ma'am. So now I would like to introduce our next two panelists. Firstly, I would like to introduce Mr. Krishna Kumar Dele. So having pursued MSW in 1974, he is a labor laws and HR advisor. He is also an expert in industrial relations and labor laws. Also, he has expertise on providing advice on organizational setup and human resource. As well as he is an expert in negotiation with the union and in designing production incentive scheme for the workers. He is a faculty with Baroda Management Association for 10 years and has conducted various training programs in different industries. It is a privilege to introduce him and to call him upon the stage. So sir, I please welcome you. I request Mr. Akash Ghosh to facilitate sir with the bouquet. Now we'll talk about Mr. Nilay Narayan. So having pursued MSW from MS University, he has around 28 years of experience in this field.
Nice.
His career progression includes from being a personal officer in MS Core Parental Limited to being a joint president in Hindalco Birla Copper Aditya Birla Group. He is currently the CEO and director at Edicon Engineering Resources Private Limited, his own startup firm which got incorporated in 2011 and has been in field of manpower services, facility management and engineering projects, waste to energy collaboration with technology partners. This company was started with 25 employees and today it has more than 1200 employees, which is a great achievement indeed. Also, he is a director at Desikan Waste Management, Biogas and similar alternative energy solutions. So I would really have the pleasure to please call him upon the stage. Sir, please welcome. I request Mr. Ashish Soni to please welcome sir with the bouquet. I request Mr. Rajesh Vaidya, please, over to you, sir.
So thank you, and it's really very difficult after the first session where Swamiji raised the bar to such a level. But I'm sure that as the panel discussion progresses, जो एक नया dimension हमने आपके लिए रखा है, the second dimension, which is high impact. So this high impact dimension is going to unfold quite nicely. And as you know that we have very accomplished panelists with us. तो जब हम ये segment design कर रहे थे, when we were designing this segment, we said the participants that we are going to have, they come from very diverse backgrounds, both in terms of industry and in terms of roles. So many of you, I'm sure, you come from manufacturing, engineering, process industries, pharma, chemical. How many of you are from brick and mortar industries? From engineering? Yeah, quite a few. Some of you would be from IT, ITES, some of you may be from consulting background. And of course, in terms of your roles, you would be in the capacities of human HRBP, as we call HRBP, competence specialist, training specialist. So, in SUBCO, with this kind of a diversity on plate, how do we address this issue of high impact, which could be relevant and real? Everyone should be able to relate to it. तो हमने काफ़ी सोच विचार करके we decided that we will look at this from 3 dimensions. 3 dimensions से इसको high impact को address करेंगे. So the title is Making of High Impact HR Professional. और ये HR Professional high impact बनता कैसे है? तो हमने सोचा कि उसमें हम 3 dimension देंगे. So एक dimension होगा employee support, facilitation and development. दूसरा डायमेंशन होगा IR and employee relations, legal, because quite a few of you come from manufacturing background and we do have significant role of IR and labor laws and ER there. और तीसरा डायमेंशन हमने सोचा कि looking at the entrepreneurial mindset. And entrepreneur is all about finding needs, closing those needs, delivering solutions creatively. So we said that this dimension is also important. And with these 3 dimensions, we chose an extremely accomplished panelist. So Sonali is going to take the first side, which is support, facilitation and development. And she is going to talk on employee experience as a central theme. Then Krishna Kumar is going to talk about IR and the legal side. And Krishna Kumar is Mr. Leela, incidentally. And Leela is going to talk about the entrepreneurial side. So each speaker will have about 15 minutes and they are going to share their precise message, a very condensed message, because आजकल तो अपना Twitter का ज़माना है, so they will give very precise message in those 15 minutes, each of them, and then we'll get into interactive format where I will be asking few questions and obviously you would be keen to interact with them. So Sonali, here we go.
So, can I take the dais there? Thank you. Hi everyone. Am I audible there? I'm sure I am. Great. Good. So very good morning rather to everyone sitting here. We had a great opening session by Swamiji and I think he really set the context very well about what the HR professionals need to be, right? I think one question while he was talking stayed on my mind was that when he mentioned a very compelling statement, how many of us actually know our employees by names, right? Well, it was really a hard-hitting statement because many of you, including me, may not know all the names of the employees. Right? So this is a big takeaway which I had to go with. However, after that, another one which came to my mind is that how many employees remember us as HR professionals? Yeah? What do we leave for them that they remember us as HR professionals? And that's where the entire experience world comes in. We have been talking about consumerism of HR, we have been talking about employee experiences, but what is this experience? What are we leaving our employees with that when they step out of the organization, when they leave the 8 hours space that they work in, they remember us for what we do for them. So here's a question for all of you. The first question I have is, how many of you have spent money for gaining experiences? Like maybe an exotic holiday, maybe going out for a fine dining experience, or doing something which you have not done. Can you please raise your hands? How many have really gone and wanting to do an experience which you have not done before? Can you have hands up? I am sure many of you, or many of you might be aspiring for, right? Why? Because this is the time, or this is the era where we want to do something which stays with us. The heart and the mind both, right? Which stays with us. Now here's the second question. How many of you remember people who have left a positive impression on your mind? Who have made you feel good or bad? Please raise your hands. Almost everyone, right? Now here's the third question, and it relates well with me as well. When I go back to my childhood, I remember while going to school, there were certain classes I just didn't want to go to. I just didn't want to step into classes. Right? And there were certain classes or subjects I used to love attending. Why? Again, there was something which was a big takeaway from an experience point of view the teachers were providing me there. And few of my teachers already sitting here whose classes I love to attend. From my faculty of social work, proud to say that. So, the entire world is revolving around experiences. Now another question I have, which I also deliberate, when I want to do something, is it that I really have to do it or I want to do it? Why? Because when it becomes in have, it becomes a compulsion. Do I have to go to work? Do I really want to go to work? I think this is a question which we all constantly debate within our minds. Yeah? So as HR professionals, where do we end up? In the how and the demand essential debate, right? The have and the want debate. Are we really creating an environment where I want to do something or want to have to do something? Correct? So where is the world of employee experiences coming in? Let's go back and look at an era of 2012, 2013. That was a time when we spoke about employee engagements. Why? Because we wanted to see what employees felt. We basically wanted to measure how employees felt. And then there came a series of action plans which HR professionals used to jump in, isn't it? Many of us still jump in. Being a reactive way of addressing concerns, challenges, perceptions of employees and try to resolve that. Do we all agree? Post-employee engagement, we all jump into getting into action plans and doing a check in the box. Yeah? Correct. Why? Because we didn't have any other way or mechanism essentially to understand what are these perceptions leading to. Why are employees forming these perceptions? Yeah? However, then came a time when we spoke about consumerism of HR. Where did this come in? How did the consumerism of HR come in? The consumerism of HR came in when we realized that employee engagements were essentially just check-in-the-box exercises which were more reactive. We tried to look at what employees felt and we tried to fix it. But wasn't fixing really helpful? Wasn't fixing addressing to the concerns, grievances, challenges of our employees? Right? And that's when we switched our lenses. And that's essentially where the mindset change came in. That when in the world as a consumer, I go to a superstore and try to see what a superstore is trying to provide me an experience from a shopping point of view, why as an employee I can't demand a better experience in my workplace? That's the entire question which came into the dialogue. And that's where the thought leaders, the progressive HR practitioners started talking about consumerism of HR. Treating employees like consumers, providing them experiences like consumers, providing them that feel-good factor and something to basically, leave with from a positive sentiment point of view. And then, as we spoke about consumerism of HR, stepped in 2017-18, the entire employee experience, entire fundamental. What is employee experience at the end of the day? And how HR, as an HR professional, I step in this space of providing a good employee experience. So when we go to a shopping store, let's go to a store to buy shoes. Does one size fit all? Yes, no? No, right? One size does not fit all. Then why in an organization, when we look at creating policies, we look at creating practices, we look at creating products, we think that this is what the employee has to take away with, that's what it is for him. Why aren't we able to shift our lenses, thinking that every person comes from a different background, every person comes from a different context, every person comes from a very different upbringing, and the needs the person might have could be different. Well, it does not mean that I become a fashion maker, that what's happening as a best practice has to be replicated in my company. No, that's not possible. I think as an HR professional, we need to start thinking, what is the right thing for me to do as an employee? What is the right thing I need to do for my organization? Yeah? That's the conversation we need to have. Not that flexi working is working somewhere, I should just cut copy paste in my company. But does that work for you? It may not. I think the entire dialogue as an HR professional we need to start having is that what works for my organization, what works for my set of demographic, people are in my company, what works for them, so that they leave after 8 hours with a want and a desire to come back, and not with a have to come back. And that's where we look at the entire employee experience framework. What is the framework about? What is the technological environment you're providing for your employees? What does a technological environment really mean? Which means that really having the right kind of resources from a technology point of view for my employees. Bringing your own device, right? Providing them space and providing them the platforms to essentially improve their digital experiences. Today is the era of applications. Do I have my applications on my mobile where my employee can really work from home when he's not available or working off hours? That's a digital experience I would like to provide in. Then we speak about the physical environment. Okay? What is the physical environment? The environment is the space I work in. Is it really welcoming? That's cultural piece of it. But then, do I offer different opportunities and options for my colleagues to work in? Correct? The physical space, does it really have different ways to collaborate? Does it really have enough space for somebody to go and unwind, like a cafeteria? This is the physical space we speak about. And last but not the least, the cultural environment, which is celebrated cultural environment. Do I really feel like bringing in my friends in my workplace? Do I really feel respected when I come in my workplace? Do I really feel like referring my colleagues to my workplace? Do I really have an opportunity to go and contribute for a social cause, for making a difference in the world? Do I really get a space to look for my career growth in the company? Do I really have a space where I can celebrate and I celebrate my colleagues? I think these are the fundamental questions which really lead to an employee experience culture, right? Now, do I really say that this is all to be done by only HR professionals? My take would be no. Well, but then, who starts it, right? As an HR professional, what is the benefit I have? The benefit I have is that I connect with the entire organization. Right? I have different stakeholders with whom I can have a conversation with. I have different stakeholders with whom I can connect. So do I have an opportunity to influence? Yes or no? Absolutely. Do I really have that leadership moment where I can go and influence and convince? Yes. But then when will that realization come in that I have that leadership moment with me? It's when we start appreciating that it is experience which is basically building the perceptions for my colleagues and not really what is already there in the system. Something might be working for last 15, 20 years, of course, could be successful. But then, is it something which everyone relates to? Maybe no. So is it a time for us as a job professional to go and change that? Am I really wanting to bring that conversation on the table? That where it is time for us to think that we have different generations working in our company. Right? We have millennials, we have baby boomers, we have Generation X. Well, this conversation is really sold a lot, so I don't want to talk about it. But then, do we have that sensitivity, as Swamiji also said? Do we really have that sensitivity that we have different people sitting in